Well done. Shot and sound.
Sorry, stop, bro.
On time. Start. Pass and move. You do one. Hold on, keep it going. Out. One water, and then we come this way. Well done. Good work.
Yeah.
Alex for the ground.
We go, guys. We go.
My client, you're making sex for the ground.
You're live.
Oh, we're live.
On YouTube.
YouTube. Is it YouTube?
YouTube, NFF TV.
What up?
Okay, defenders this way.
Baba, the power of you have to cut.
Unfortunately, it's live.
Well done. Shot and start.
Sorry, stop, bro.
On time. Okay, start. Start. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. Keep the ball alive. Keep moving. Pass and move. You do one. You do one. Hold on. Keep it going. Pass. You want water, and then we come this way. Well done, well done. Good work, good work.
Yeah. Alex for the gram.
We go, guys, we go, we go.
My client, you're making sex for the gram. Just wait for it.
You're live
Oh, we're live.
on YouTube,
YouTube. Is it YouTube?
YouTube, NFF TV.
What up?
Okay, defenders this way.
Baba, it's a powerful video you have to cut.
Unfortunately, it's live.
impression about the tournament? How are you looking forward for the team of Nigeria?
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, everyone. The team have arrived. We're intact and very, very impressed with the level of organization. You know, there was a bit of concern if the Afcon was going to hold or not. But at the end of the day, it was settled that it will be held. And obviously, congratulations for people who battled for it to come true. So we're here. We've enjoyed every second or minute we've been here in Garoua. Been very supportive and nothing to worry about. It's nice to be here. We saw the game. Started yesterday. We enjoyed it as well. And then hopefully it will be a peaceful one till the end of the tournament.
Thank you, Coach. Now we can hear from our captain, Ahmed Musa. Just tell us also how you and your teammates are looking to Afcon 2021.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, as my chief coach have said, we really appreciate the welcome when we came here. So we are just ready to start the game tomorrow, and inshallah, we're going to make it. Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you. Okay, now we can open the floor for questions. Okay, here, the mic, please.
My name is Charles Ogundia, right from the Telegraph newspaper, Nigeria. Coach, congratulations and Captain, congratulations coming to this competition. Now, the last time you handled this team, Coach, you ended up with the bronze medal. What should we expect this time around? Are we looking forward to Nigeria going as far as the final, despite whatever that is going on here and there? And then, Captain, you are still the most capped player of the Super Eagles so far now. How far do you want to go in this competition? In 2013, you are part of the team that won it. How far do you expect to go this time around? Thank you.
Yes, I have been here before. On this seat in 2006, we actually came out third in Egypt. And we're here now. Nobody can say, what will happen tomorrow. I don't own the future. Nobody holds here or our future. But like I've always said, I've always told the team, we're going to take it game after game. One thing I can guarantee you is the boys are ready. From every first minute, we will contest the ball and contest the game and try to win every game. But we'll take it game after game.
Thank you very much. I think my first Afcon was in 2013 in South Africa. We won it. So my second Afcon is in Egypt, and we end up at the third position. So I think this is my last Afcon, and inshallah, I talked to the boys that with this is the only gift that you can give to me, because this is my last Afcon, inshallah. So as you can see what the head coach say, we are ready. We are just waiting for tomorrow, and inshallah, I know that we're going to end up till the final and win the cup, because everyone knows the importance of winning the trophy. Thank you.
Okay, next. Yes, please. In the second row, here. You next.
My name is Ayub John Ashtu. I work for the Cameroon Radio Television. My question is to the coach. Coach, you are welcome once again to Cameroon. Coach, your very first encounter will be against Egypt. In which frame of mind are you going to tackle this encounter, given that Egypt on paper is also a heavyweight? Thank you.
Well, that's a very good question. Egypt is, I think, 7 times winner. We respect them, and I believe every other country that's participating in Afcon should be respected as well. Nigeria is no exception. We are well respected as well. We have all the tools and ingredients to pull surprises. We won't underrate anybody. And Egypt, like I said, yes, it's a heavyweight. But I'm not going to come here and start telling you our own game plan. We have our game plan, they have their game plan. We'll see tomorrow.
Yes, gentleman in black.
Hello. Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Modo Victor, Mosero Media, Nigeria. People say that your team might be a depleted team because of injuries and the running battles with player or denial of player release by their clubs. How prepared is this team for tomorrow? And as a second question, would you care to share your opinion on clubs denying African players the right to go for the African Cup of Nations and a scenario that Nigeria has with Odion Igalo and Emmanuel Dennis?
Yes, I'll take the last one now. We have to respect people's opinion, and there's always an agreement with federations and, of course, FIFA as world organizing football body, and we know that CAF is under FIFA. But there's the regulations that says, hey, listen, when a player is invited, there is a time frame, there's a window of which a player should be released. And if they want to disrespect that, well, I don't know what that means. But however, it boils down to individual as well. You have your country to serve. You don't have two nations to play for. I remember way back when I was also an active player, we experienced the same things, but we fought our battle, and they had no release. Or they had no excuse but to release us. But then when we returned, some of us had problems, some of us didn't. But I think it's the same thing that is still playing out. But it boils down to individual, because you have no other country to play for, it's only one country. The first question again was? Okay. You know, we have talents scattered all over the world. And it's always, it's not peculiar to Nigeria alone. When any player has the opportunity to represent his or her country, I'll say his or her now because football is both genders, they jump at it. So when opportunity arises for somebody to do his best for his country and get recognized, he or she should take it. I think we're not talking about depletion now. The boys will play as a unit.
Any more questions? Okay, yes, sir. There, Mr.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Fisayo Davido. I write for ACLsports.com in Nigeria. Can I ask the captain question as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay, first one to the coach, one to the captain. Coach, I don't know if it has occurred to you that coming into this competition, if you win it, you become the only man alive to regard you as a tournament player. Because in every competition you've gone to for Nigeria, that you've started up to 3 games, you always score crucial goals. Should we expect the same from you in this competition? Thank you.
It's always a joyful thing for any coach to win a tournament. And in this situation, if we win it, to God be the glory, but we'll work hard to make sure we win it. But like I said earlier, it's going to be game by game. And again, to answer that question, it's not about individual. It's about the team. It's about the country. I'm not looking at personal glory to say, hey, listen, I'm going to be the coach.
now to Kenneth Omoruro, plays in the Spanish second division for Leganés. Now it goes to Geraribo on this left-hand side. Hegazi's closing him down. Aribo beats him, but Hegazi too strong to get his body up. He then plays it to his right. They've got to clear this away of Egypt. They do. Over the head of Mo Salah, and then Trostekong will go back home and play it to his goalkeeper, Maduka Okoye. Omoruro to Trostekong. 10.5 minutes played. Nigeria 0, Egypt 0. Still Egypt wait to have a full complement of players back on the pitch. Mohamed Abdel Monaim is waiting very patiently as the ball is yet to go out. Omoruro. Now to Here's Chukwueze, going to take on Fato. And he had the beating of him. Fato goes in with a sliding challenge. It will be a corner. First one of the game. Good spell this for Nigeria. And now the change will now take place as Akram Tawfiq goes off. And Mohamed Abdel Monaim comes on. Of course, you do get 5 substitutes in the African Cup of Nations. Corner comes in from the right, and it goes from Chukwueze, cleared away by the Egyptian defence, put back in. The ball's a higher one, goes deep to the back post, but no Nigerian player's able to get on the end of it as El Shinawi catches it and then kicks it quickly on for Mo Salah, but well headed away though by Zaidu, the Porto defender. He's quick himself. They're going to look to try and use Mo Salah at any given moment, aren't they? Egypt is such an important player for his country. Here is Aina. Probably Nigeria the more settled of the two so far. High ball looking for Awoniyi. And then there's a really good contest between him and Mahmoud Hamdi, which sees Hamdi, the Egyptian defender, head that one out for a throw for Nigeria on the right-hand side. Chukwueze to Aina. Now to Ndidi. To Kelechi Iheanacho. Good challenge, but he evades the challenge. Still going. Can't get away though from Hamdi Fati, who came in with a sliding challenge. There was a couple of players trying to stop Iheanacho there. He took the ball a good couple of yards forward before Hamdi Fati swooped in to make the challenge. There is a player down as the player stopped again. Gasama just putting his hand up to say you've just got to halt things a minute. Nigeria players back up to his field. Not quite sure who that was, but doesn't seem to be alarming to the Nigeria coaching staff or medical staff for that fact. So it will be Ola Aina is going to take the throw. Does now get the seal of approval from the referee to let the throw go back into play. Throws it looking for Awoniyi, can't get the flick on. Hamdi above him. Flick on is again by the Nigerian player. Not the best clearance. Here's Chukwueze on this right-hand side. Floats the ball over to the corner of the left-hand box. Away though by Abdel Monaim. And then Egypt trying to get into gear. Mo Salah has played it through towards the number 7 Trezeguet, but it's just a little bit away from him. And Maduka Okoye quick off his line to dive down low and get on the end of the ball in his own box. But they will look to launch the counter. That is what this system is designed to do, isn't it? This 3-4-2-1 that Egypt have. It isn't quite what I said it would be. You've got Mustafa Mohamed essentially playing as a right winger. Mohamed Salah down the middle of the 3. Trezeguet there as well. So it is 3-4-3 rather than 2 inside forward. So they are going to try and go wide when they can and when they feel the need to do so. Aribo inside his own half. First quarter of an hour gone. Nigeria 0, Egypt 0. We've lacked any real goal-mouth action so far. Got the best ball by Omoruro. Cut up by El Neni. Iheanacho and Trezeguet both battling with each other. Sees Trezeguet get the touch to it as Iheanacho missed it. Not the best touch by Trostekong as Marmouche was coming in the middle of the Nigeria half, midway through it as well to try and steal the ball off him, but Nigeria get it away. Aina to Awoniyi, gets his big frame in front of Mahmoud Hamdi. Iheanacho to Omoruro, looks left, has found Moses Simon, taken on Abdel Monaim, gets it away from him, but can't get away from Hegazi, who has just booted the ball out of play for a throw. taking no unnecessary measures. Nigerian manager knows about winning the Afcon as a player. He won it in 1994 with Nigeria, which was probably one of their best periods of international football. Looking to win it as a coach, only be the third man to do so after Clemens Vesterhoff and Stephen Keshi. Two of the three. Flicked on by Iheanacho from the throw. Gazi gets the second header. Iheanacho then contests the ball in the air with Abdel Monaim, but then it's the Egyptian player who gets it away. Aina will reach that ball, but he's cleared it straight against Omar Marmoush, who's waiting for the red shirts to come up in support, as they're all now inside Nigeria's half. Fato to El Neni, around about 35 yards away from the Nigeria goal. Fato to Marmoush, gets his body up against Aina, and then El Neni to Hamdi. Now to Hamdi Fati. Egazi. It's not a bad thing that Egypt just decided to slow things down and just keep the ball at their feet, get their pass in range and to good effect. Abdel Monaim. Egazi. Now to Pateau. Remember earlier on today, the holders Algeria were forced to settle for a draw in the Japoma Stadium in Douala. And they drew 0-0. However, the ball is causing a bit of a problem for the Egyptian players, and they've alerted the referee Bakary Gassama, who tells the fourth official Sadok Selmi to change the ball. Probably a little bit too flat for their liking. The play resumes with Egypt once again in possession. There is Fato. Well, both these sides did have strong qualification to get here. Both were unbeaten and both did win their groups. Nigeria were the second highest scorers along with Tunisia in Afcon qualifying. Only Algeria's 19 bettered their 14 over these 6 matches. And of course, both these nations did change their coach prior to the tournament. Carlos Queiro's been in charge since September. A little bit longer than Augustin Eguavoen. Throwing down the right, doesn't beat Omoruro, as it won't go beyond him and go through to Salah as he gets it away. There is Fato. Now to Mohamed El Neni. To Mohamed El Shenawi. One of a few of these Egyptian players who played at the World Cup in 2018. Of course, the goalkeeping coach missing out due to COVID, Essam El Hadari, is the oldest ever player to play in the FIFA World Cup, isn't he? He even saved the penalty when they lost to Saudi Arabia in their final game. Since that tournament, they actually lost their way a little bit. Hector Couper was the gaffer in charge. Now Carlos Queiroz is there to try and restore Egypt's name in not just African football but world football. Trosticon's clearance goes straight to Marmoush, who went down. Felt a bit of a touch from a Nigeria player. The man in question, I think, was Aina, I should say, puts his hands up to say I didn't do anything. Indeed, he then plays the ball down the line, bounces off Marmoush, and goes out for a Nigeria throw. Aina going to look down the right-hand side, just level with his manager. Aribo with the header. Marmoush gets onto the second ball, plays it in field to Trezeguet. Now Mustafa Mohamed with the chip ball through. Look for Salah or Trezeguet, won't reach any of them. Aina with the clearance away, flicked on by Chukwueze looking for Awoniyi. The free kick has gone against Awoniyi as Mahmoud Hamdi was fouled. Bakary Gassama gives the free kick in Egypt's favour. Awoniyi just sort of leant into the side of Mahmoud Hamdi there as he went down as well, did the Union Berlin striker. As Egypt will have a throw in. The free kick was They are just about to take this free kick, but the ball again is causing some disruption. Once again, Sadok Selmi is having to inspect the sort of ball and see if it is worthy to be used on the pitch. We do have a ball back on the pitch, and that is obviously a sign to play ball. El Neni on this left-hand side, just inside the Nigerian half. Well, the Runda Ajia Stadium is the setting here in Garua. Of course, like the rest of this tournament, played in hot, sticky conditions. Nothing that these players aren't used to. Hamdi Fati with the ball out to the right. Has found Abdel Monaim. There's a good challenge going in by Zaidu. And then he plays the ball square down the left-hand side, but the challenge goes in well by the defender Fati. It will be Zaidu to take this throw in for Nigeria. It's for Awoni, can't get anything on it. Abdel Monaim throws it to, then plays it to Egazi. Now took under control by Moses Simon, and Didi to Ola Aina. Now to Kelechi Iheanacho, we'll find him. Maybe a little bit of a bounce in front of him, saw that return back to Aina play. A little bit too high for the right back's liking. Here's El Neni, streaming forward. Checks back, will now go to Fato. He then finds Hamdi. Hegazi, 21 played. Nigeria 0, Egypt 0. Nigeria will play all of their group games here in Garua. Fairly small stadium, in fact. We've already seen Bafoussam, Rwanda and Douala be used in this tournament. The 4 for the 5 host cities be in use. Limba is going to be used over the course of the next few days as well. Jostekon gets it from Maduka Okoye. Jostekon brings it out and plays it to his left to Kenneth Omoruro. And Bakary Gassama stops play once again. And it's tossing up for the play stopping because of the ball. It's quite frustrating when you're just trying to get into a rhythm of the game and then suddenly it is stopped due to the sort of nature and the sort of heaviness of the ball, which is rather frustrating. Sadok Selmi is just telling the ball boy to get it sorted out. There are 2 officials sort of in a little dugout. Just there, the 4 officials having a word from, and coaching staff use this chance to have a word with potentially some of the players on both sides. See Carlos Queiroz just sort of giving hand motions to the players on the team, and his assistant Mohamed Shawki, the name that Middlesbrough fans will know. Twice a winner with Egypt in the African Cup of Nations in 2006 and in 2008. As the water is just being taken on board by several players. Perfect chance for it really with that stoppage due to the heaviness of the ball. We've seen in throughout the various games in the African Cup of Nations, the shirts that the teams have worn has really stuck to the sort of body during the game and after the game. It is down to the design more than anything else, but it is very hot conditions, around about 30 degrees in Garua. High ball up into the air, looking for Kelechi Iheanacho. It's played by Ndidi. Fati. Salah just trying to flick it to Marmouche. To Trezeguet. In fact, but was unsuccessful. On the halfway line is Ndidi. He then plays it to Trostekong. Aina. Looks to the edge of the box, looking for Iheanacho or Awoni, but it was defended well by the Egyptian defence. Over to the left now with Moses Simon. Since Taufik went off, he's not really been able to try and test Abdel Monaim in the game so far. And Maruro goes back to Okoye. But you can see there is this tentativeness, there is that desire for both sides to avoid defeat in the first game, which we have often seen in tournament football in the various sort of competitions all across the world down the years. That's a great ball out to Moses Simon. Trezeguet's come out to close him down. He beats him, gets the cross in high, drifts away from the box and is drifted even out of play for a throw. Trezeguet went lunging in. He got away from that. It was a pretty high leg and a pretty sort of long sort of foot he put in there, did Trezeguet. And Abdel Monaim was the second player had to try and beat on the left-hand side. Gave a little step over to go on the outside of Trezeguet. He closed him down well, but the cross was too high. There is Chukwueze, bit of a clustered position where Nigeria from Aribo on his left foot. Will play it through to Moses Simon. Good chance here, but he's put it into the side netting. Nigeria's first big chance of the game fell to Moses Simon. It was a real tight angle for him to beat Mohamed El Shenawi from, and he's been unable to do so because he hit the ball in the side netting. But lovely ball through by Joe Aribo. Got it away from Abdel Monaim. Through to Moses Simon. If he just lofts it over Mohamed El Shenawi, he's probably found the back of the net and is celebrating alongside the Super Eagles fans inside the stadium, but it wasn't to be. And it remains at 0-0 with 26.5 minutes played. Some of the Nigeria fans actually inside the stadium thought that had crept into the back of the net. But it did hit the netting, albeit the outside netting rather than the inside netting. Prostikop now finds Omaruro. Trustakong again. Captain of the Super Eagles was taken aback by it, in fact, said he was massively surprised to get such an honour bestowed upon him. Moses Simon trying to take on Trezeguet, and there's a bit of a heavy touch that Abdel Monaim is just going to let go over the dead ball line, and out of play for a Egypt goal kick. Of course, there is a real possibility that both these sides could face each other in the World Cup playoffs when that draw is made in the back end of this month. Of course, the likes of Mali, Senegal, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, all in this tournament as well, could face one of these two sides in that two-legged playoff to reach the World Cup finals in Qatar, which is in just under a year's time. And the one notable side who didn't qualify for the African Cup of Nations in the World Cup draw is DR Congo. Cameroon also in there as well. Header on towards Mo Salah. Omaruro and Maduka Okoye had to work together there to come up with a solution. Omaruro cleared it away. Wasn't taking any chances and just felt, as the old saying goes, if in doubt, kick it out for a throw. And that's exactly what he did as he kicked it away to his left. Egypt there with a throw on the right. Mustafa Mohamed tries to flick it back, but instead has headed it straight to Ndidi, who can now come away with it for Nigeria. Trying to get the legs of Awoni going, but the ball has just gone all the way through to the Egypt goalkeeper, Mohamed El Shenawi, who picks up the ball and then rolls it to his left to Mohamed El Neni. Now finds Pateau. Mahmoud Hamdi to Egazi. There has been some games in this tournament, pretty much as the scorelines have suggested. They have been tight games. Not a lot to separate the two sides. The big sides so far, Senegal and Algeria, certainly are fitting into this category of laboured in some aspects in their performances. Senegal did manage to squeeze past Zimbabwe, courtesy of a late penalty through Sadio Mane. You did see as well Algeria come a bit unstuck, couldn't do what Senegal did and drew their game with Sierra Leone. The goalkeeper for Sierra Leone was in inspired form, in fact, as the holders settle for a draw in game one. What a lot of teams are going to be looking at in the African Cup of Nations is that elusive third spot. Brought into the tournament for the first time in the tournament in 2019, is in use again. Of course, more teams means more games and extra couple of places in the knockout stages. Moses Simon's cross, it's for Awoni, away by Egazi. It's come to Iheanacho! No Osimhen, no Dennis, no Igalo. Fear not, because Kelechi Iheanacho steps up for Nigeria and has levered them in front against Egypt. Set up to him, and he's absolutely smashed it in beyond Mohamed El Shenawy. It is Nigeria 1, Egypt 0, and the Super Eagles have arrived at the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Well, it was a ball in from Moses Simon that Ahmed Hegazi headed away to the edge of the box. Aribo, the little chest to Iheanacho, took it off his left thigh, turned into it, bang, and then on his left foot, struck it high into the net to give Nigeria the lead. Beautiful setup by the Leicester City man, but we know he's got that in his locker and has fired Nigeria in front with a well-taken goal. And the Super Eagles fans, as you'd expect, go crazy inside the Verde Stadium. And half an hour in, the deadlock's broken. And it's Kelechi Iheanacho with it. They might be about to get a second here. Chukwueze now to Joe Aribo. Tries to play it to Iheanacho. That combination for the first goal just moments ago couldn't quite link up again. Chukwueze taken on Ahmed Fatou. Then he gives it to Ola Aina in support. Cross goes in. Arms were down by Fatou despite Ola Aina's appeals. And Egypt are able to clear the ball away. Not the best header though by Zaidu. But then Trostikong gets there. Salah chasing down. Omoruro clears it to his right, and it will go for an Egypt throw. Directly level with the final third. It's important that Nigeria stay alert and stay concentrated for this Egypt throw, which Ahmed Fatou is going to take. Cross goes in, it's away by Trostikong. Simon with the header away, then sliding in was Hamdi Fati against the Awoniyi, just inside the Nigeria half, round about sort of 40-45 yards away from goal. Here is now Mahmoud Hamdi. Mohamed El Neni to Fati. Hamdi. Marmouche to Hamdi. Forward ball, it's a heavy one, it's a direct one, all the way through to Maduka Okoye, who collects it and then dives down on the ball. But 33 minutes played. It is Nigeria 1, Egypt 0. We've not had many first half goals, in fact, in the African Cup of Nations. All three in the win for Cameroon against Burkina Faso were scored in the first 45. Cape Verde's goal against Ethiopia was in the first half, as was the goal for Gabon that beat Comoros last night. Of course, we saw Isiaga Silla's goal for Guinea against Malawi in the first half as well. So the majority, I should say, I beg your pardon, have been in the first half rather than the second half. Chukwueze gets his body up against El Neni. He contested that one well over on the left-hand side of the pitch. And it looks to be, it's gone the way of Nigeria for this throw. It will be Ola Aina who's going to take this for the Super Eagles. Fans sort of allocated in various sections of the ground. There's a real colour feel to it. A lot of red seats you can see. There's a lot of yellow seats inside the Verde Stadium. Ball goes to Aribo on the left. Hegazi gets his body up and gets in front of Joe Aribo. Real common theme for a lot of these stadiums is the athletics track around it, which means the stands go quite a way back from the pitch, which does mean that the sort of direct shouts from the fans are almost maybe lost a little bit, as they've got to use sort of horns or sort of instruments to make the noise, to make the atmosphere inside stadiums. As it will be a Nigeria throw just inside their own half, and it's at least 2 yards just before the halfway line. Zaidu will take it, throws it down the side that he's playing in from, finds Taiwo Awoniyi, who wanted a free kick, but instead is giving it away, as Ahmed Hegazi was the man who was adjudged to have fouled. It will be an Egypt free kick. 10 minutes to go. Kelechi Iheanacho's goal has given Nigeria the lead in this opening Group D game, and Guinea-Bissau Sudan is to come at the very same stadium after this encounter. Earlier on today it finished Algeria 0, Sierra Leone 0. That is beautiful play though by Moses Simon to skip away from the Egypt defender on that right hand side, but then the cross in was an awful one in fact by Moses Simon. Perhaps just rushed it a little bit there, and cross was high over the box and out for a throw on the left hand side. Fatou throws it to Marmouche, who wins a throw for his team. Get to see Egypt in an attacking force so far. They had that one opportunity, didn't they? There with Mustafa Mohamed inside the opening sort of 10 minutes, which was a pretty standard bit of goalkeeping from Maduka Okoye. Kirosh is quite a defensive sort of coach, so maybe have to go against his principles a little bit as the game goes on and the scoreline potentially stays as it is. Now it is Egypt as Trezeguet tried to play the ball over to Mohamed Salah, but get quiet so far, so the Super Eagles fans who were understandably very worried about the Liverpool man, so far their worries have been just a thing of the past and something that hasn't been put into plan for this game so far. As Nigeria just using a strong rear guard in the last sort of 5 minutes, not to let Egypt come through. It'll be Abdel Monaim to take the throw. Trying to get the flick on was Trezeguet there, but Nigeria able to clear it away. El Neni to Marmouche. El Neni gets it back. Now to Fatou. That's a Fatou. Ball goes in. It's away though by Omaruro. And Didi there with the second header away, just in the middle of his own area. Now the header is not the best, which goes straight to Iheanacho. He's got Awoniyi to his right. Will play him through. Will he reach it? No, he will not. Goalkeeper El Shenawi off his line quickly. Awoniyi also had an Egypt defender alongside him in Mahmoud Hamdi, who just had to give him a little arm in the side to make sure he was just taken a little bit off course. But that is what Nigeria have. He takes that one good ball to play it through and to use their pace, expose the Egyptian three at the back. And they're in on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, Mohamed El Shenawi. But it was defended well enough by the Pharaohs in the end. They were trailing, remember, 1-0 in this match. El Neni wanting some support, isn't getting it, so has to go back to Mahmoud Hamdi. Hegazi. Hegazi tries to play the pass over to the left-hand side. It's come off Iheanacho. Awoniyi's gone to his right. He's then changed his run to go left. The pass has gone back up to him by Hegazi's block. Chukwueze taken on for two. Just creeps inside the box to Ndidi now, around about 20 yards. Strikes, but is well off target with that attempt. Hits it, thinking it was going to go on target, but the moment it left his foot, you knew that it was going to go off target. He went low, skidded across the surface, which isn't in bad shape compared to the pitch at the Japoma Stadium in Douala earlier on today, where there was a lot of dry patches, and you could certainly see that it's going to be quite bobbly, quite hard in places, but I don't think you can use the pitch as an excuse for that attempt there. I did mention before the game, it did look like Egypt were going to play with a three at the back, but they've actually gone to almost essentially like a 4-1-2-3 with sort of Hamdi Fati just sitting in front of that defence, with Abdel Monaim at right back after he came on in place of Akram Toufik, and then you've got Hegazi, Hamdi, and then left back is Ahmed Fatou. A bit of a tactical change that has thrown me off a little bit there, as there seems to be a clash of heads between Mahmoud Hamdi and Taiwo Awoniyi, as He's just holding the back of his head. Hamdi is down as well. Physios rush on pretty quickly. So play will be stopped. And more live action to come in the African Cup of Nations tomorrow. As Ivory Coast are in action, they take on Equatorial Guinea at 7 o'clock. Before that, Mauritania take on Gambia. They're making their African Cup of Nations bow. Gambia. And before that, 1 o'clock, Tunisia against Mali. That's not a bad old game, is it? In Group F of the African Cup of Nations, which rounds off the group stages, incidentally, and is live from the Limba Stadium. Those games in Group F, and then the one in Group E is from the Kapoma Stadium in Douala. Equatorial Guinea take on Ivory Coast. But of course, there are some fans in attendance inside the Runda Ajia Stadium, and it is the Nigerian fans who are celebrating in the various sort of shirts from down the years. They lead by 1-0. We're going to have a bit of stoppage time due to the various stoppages for the ball being flat, and of course just that little head injury there, but play thankfully has resumed. Kelechi Iheanacho in the 30th minute has given Augustin Egavoen's side the lead in the opening game of the African Cup of Nations for both these sides. Finds Salah, little flick into Mustafa Mohamed, good defending though by the Nigerian midfield. Owoni with the little touch into Iheanacho. They look to go forward again, Nigeria. Iheanacho goes left to Owoni, who shoots. He's on target and he bends it straight down the middle into the hands of Mohamed El Shenawi. If he opened up a little bit more and had his eye in there, he probably could have found the far corner to Taiwo Owoni, but was unable to get it away from the goalkeeper, in fact. The man who is yet to score for his country, and just his second game for the Super Eagles. His first appearance was when he came on against Central African Republic in that home defeat back in October in World Cup qualifying, one of the lowest results Nigeria's ever had as a nation in football history. Ball down the right hand side, looking for Trezeguet, over hit, left by Omoruro and out for a Nigeria goal kick. I have to say it's been a half definitely belonged to Nigeria. Sometimes when you do go in front in a narrow margin, it is in a false sort of predicament, but it isn't here. Nigeria have been good value for the lead. Moses Simon could have scored as well if he lofted over El Shenawi. Taiwo Owoni's had a chance, but the one important thing is that Kelechi Iheanacho, with his first big chance, he took it on target and scored to put Nigeria 1-0 up. Maduka Okoye in all grey with the kick over to the right, but can only kick it all the way out of play. Great catch though by Ahmed Fatou, and it will be an Egypt throw. Recently signed for Watford, did Maduka Okoye, but was sent back on loan to Sparta Rotterdam, the club that Watford signed him from for the remainder of the season. No doubt a long-term replacement for Ben Foster, who's heading into the latter part of his career. The Ghazi and Iheanacho both battling amongst one another. Iheanacho then plays it left to Moses Simon, away from Abdel Monaim. He's getting into gear, cross goes into the box. Chukwueze attacked it, away well by Mahmoud Hamdi. Vital header away as well. They can't clear it away, Egypt is. Zaidu over to Moses Simon. Cross goes in, can't beat the first man, away by Amdi Fati. Simon to Trustekong. Chukwueze to Trustekong. 44 minutes on the clock now. Nigeria plotting their move for a second goal. Cross goes in from deep. It's found Owoni. First touch lets him down. He competes for it again. Slides in to just try and steer it in on the second touch. As El Shenawi gets there, but they're saying he went in with his studs up, trying to just put that ball in the net. Perhaps the Egypt defence and goalkeeper, but I think they're actually saying that it might have took a touch of an Egyptian player. It's gone for a Nigerian corner, but Owoni has looked quite sharp up front, linking up well with the attackers alongside him and getting in those little positions where you want to be in if you're a striker. Mohamed El Shenawi is unhappy, saying that the last touch was not off one of his teammates, but instead was off Taiwo Roni, but his complaints have got him nowhere. As the decision has now changed, in fact, with Egypt getting the goal kick. So a bit of indecisiveness from the referee, Bakary Gassama, as the board goes up. Green writing to say 3 minutes added on from Sadok Selmi. As Nigeria will take this throw-in. Zaidu Sanusi. So Zaidu will take it. Looks for Owoni, but it's defended well by Egypt. El Neni's ball forward. Won't reach anybody. And we'll go to Maduka Okoye. There's been a lot of sort of rotation throughout this first half from Egypt. You've seen Omar Marmoush start down the middle. He's now playing left. Mo Salah at times has played down the middle and then gone to the right. You've seen as well Mustafa Mohamed play in the middle, play right. So they are just trying to get in those little positions, but they haven't had the ball enough and haven't tried to use them enough to maybe try and attack the Nigeria defence, who have had it pretty comfortable so far. Aina's ball forward, way by Mahmoud Amdi. Salah gets there in front of Zaidu, but his header goes straight to a Nigerian player. Players stop for an incident here. Bakary Gassama is wanting a word with someone just to tell them to stop. I think he's been given Egypt's way on the halfway line. Goes left to Fatou Marmoush to Amdi Fati. Now Hamdi Egazi just inside the latter part of their half. Now going forward with it is Mahmoud Amdi to Mohamed El Neni. 2 minutes of 3 added on here. We're into the dying embers of this first half. Troost-Ekon's got to get his body up, does, and holds off the advances of Ahmed Fatou, and Marmoush, and it will be a goal kick to Nigeria. Milos Kierosh just sort of popping his head just in back into the dugout, probably just having a word with his coaching staff, maybe thinking up about a team talk for half time. Is Nigeria just closing this out now? Owoni has the free kick given against him. It's been a little bit too aggressive with Mahmoud Amdi. But they won't have a chance to take the free kick inside Nigeria's half, because that's half time. And without doubt, probably one of the goals of the tournament was scored by Kelechi Iheanacho, set up by Joe Aribo into Iheanacho, took it off his left thigh and bang into the net past Mohamed El Shenawi, and it gave
Looking ahead to the next round of action coming up for you on this.
Here we are, latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Hill. 7-time Olympic gold medalist Jason Kenny has been made a knight, and his wife Laura, a 5-time Olympic champion, a dame in the New Year's honours list. Jason, who now 33, became the most successful British Olympian at the Tokyo Games. 29-year-old Laura, the joint most decorated female athlete for Team GB. US Open champion Emma Raducanu becomes an MBE. Summer Adam Peaty an OBE. Tom Daley receives an OBE for his services to diving, as well as LGBTQ plus rights. 27-year-old Daley became a household name from 14 and finally became an Olympic champion in Japan alongside Matty Lee, who also becomes an MBE. There were other awards, the likes of Kadina Cox, Flora Duffy, Kirani James, Jodie Cundy, in what was a successful haul for some of Britain's brightest stars at the Olympics and Paralympics. Elsewhere in Tunisian football, Antonio Conte has warned that it will take some time in the January transfer window to turn his side into Premier League top 4 challengers. Conte is planning a meeting with Chairman Daniel Levy and footballing the Managing Director Fabio Paratici to discuss the plans for January, having made his initial assessment on his squad. The Italian has been vocal about extra quality being required despite them uplifting in their performances from the squad to go from mid-table to potential top 4 challengers. He says, though, there's no real fix that will see the club make ground on Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United by the end of the window. Elsewhere then, and Declan Rice is a player that David Moyes wants to build his team around rather than sell. Plays his 150th Premier League game for the Hammers when they visit Crystal Palace on New Year's Day. Rice has built on his Euro 2020 performances, attracting England's leading clubs, but his contract runs until 2024 with the option of another year. Moyes said, Declan's under a long contract, so from that point of view, we've not got a big panic on. We've no intention of selling him. My job is to keep building the club and level up. Elsewhere, Brentford have signed former Huddersfield and Everton goalkeeper Jonas Lossell on initial loan from Danish side Midtjylland. The Bees have an option to make the deal permanent, which would trigger a contract through to the summer of 2023 for the 32-year-old Dane. The first choice keeper David Raya is still sidelined with a long-term knee injury he sustained in October. Jack Cancelo is also planning to play this weekend for Man City and is part of the squad, despite confirming he was injured in a robbery. The 27-year-old suffered cuts to his face after attempting to fight off a gang of 4 intruders at his home. The medical staff have assessed the Portugal international and cleared him to play at the Emirates. Into news in American football, and Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins has tested positive for COVID-19 and will miss Sunday's must-win game against the Green Bay Packers. He's reportedly unvaccinated and was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list for the second time in 2021 after he was also in the NFL's health and safety protocol during the pre-season in August. And finally, into news in cricket, Kieran Pollard will return to captain the West Indies in their upcoming white ball series against England and Ireland. He missed the recent tour of Pakistan, and because of a hamstring injury he suffered at the 2020 World Cup, he will now though return to try and get his team to victory. That's all then for the latest headlines. We'll have more news later. Here we are, latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Hill. 7-time Olympic gold medalist Jason Kenny has been made a knight, and his wife Laura, a 5-time Olympic champion, a dame in the New Year's honours list. Jason, who now 33, became the most successful British Olympian at the Tokyo Games. 29-year-old Laura, the joint most decorated female athlete for Team GB. US Open champion Emma Raducanu becomes an MBE. Some are Adam Peaty and OBE. Tom Daly receives an OBE for his services to diving, as well as LGBTQ plus rights. 27-year-old Daly became a household name from 14 and finally became an Olympic champion in Japan alongside Matty Lee, who also becomes an MBE. There were other awards, the likes of Kadina Cox, Flora Duffy, Kirani James, Jodie Cundy, in what was a successful haul for some of Britain's brightest stars at the Olympics and Paralympics. Elsewhere into news in football, Antonio Conte has warned that it will take some time in the German transfer window to turn his side into the Premier League top 4 challenges. Conte is planning a meeting with Chairman Daniel Levy and footballing the managing director Fabio Paratici to discuss the plans for January, having made his initial assessment on his squad. The Italian has been vocal about extra quality being required despite their uplifting in their performances from the squad to go from mid-table to potential top 4 challengers. He says, though, there is no real fix that will see the club make ground on Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United by the end of the window. Elsewhere then, and Declan Rice is a player that David Moyes wants to build his team around rather than sell. Plays his 150th Premier League game for the Hammers when they visit Crystal Palace on New Year's Day. Rice has built on his Euro 2020 performances, attracting England's leading clubs, but his contract runs until 2024, with the option of another year. Moyes said, Declan's under a long contract, so from that point of view, we've not got a big panic on. We've no intention of selling him. My job is to keep building the club and level up. Elsewhere, and Brentford have signed former Huddersfield and Everton goalkeeper Jonas Lossell on an initial loan from Danish side Midtjylland. The Bees have an option to make the deal permanent, which would trigger a contract through to the summer of 2023 for the 32-year-old Dane. The first choice keeper David Raya is still sidelined with a long-term knee injury he sustained in October. Jack Cancelo is also planning to play this weekend for Man City and is part of the squad, despite confirming he was injured in a robbery. The 27-year-old suffered cuts to his face after attempting to fight off a gang of 4 intruders at his home. The medical staff have assessed the Portugal international and cleared him to play at the Emirates. Into news in American football, and Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins has tested positive for COVID-19 and will miss Sunday's must-win game against the Green Bay Packers. He is reportedly unvaccinated and was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list for the second time in 2021 after he was also in the NFL's health and safety protocol during the pre-season in August. And finally, in St. cricket, Kieran Pollard will return to captain the West Indies in their upcoming white ball series against England and Ireland. He missed the recent tour of Pakistan, and because of a hamstring injury he suffered at the 2020 World Cup, he'll now though return to try and get his team to victory. That's all then for the latest headlines. We'll have more news later.
It will be Chukwueze to take into the middle of the box. It's headed towards goal by Omoruro. But he had his back to goal, in fact, and heads it out wide for a goal kick. Well, he put it at the near post. There was a Rebo around him. Indeed, he was there. Omoruro was the one who got up highest, but was always asking a lot to put that one towards Mohamed El Shenawi in the Egypt goal. It's it short to Mahmoud Amdi, over to the left back Ashraf. Line up with the header. Ndidi with the little flick to Taiwo Awoniyi, to Zaidu. Rebo to Moses Simon. Zaidu again. Can he get the cross in? He might just try and run it here. He does. Gets away from Abdel Monaim into the box. It's a wayward ball, in fact, but Aina is the man he finds, albeit well away from the box. Nigeria look to construct another attack here as Chukwueze tries to get the return to Aina, and then Awoniyi has headed it. It's stayed in play. Awoniyi with the header. It's tipped onto the bar by El Shenawi. He's saying the ball might have crossed the line. The first big chance of the second half has gone the way of Nigeria, and they've nearly found themselves 2-0 in front. Awoniyi's convinced that ball hit the back of the net. Crossed the line. But the officials think otherwise. Here is Iheanacho, Ndidi to Zaidu. Now over to Moses Simon. He's going to take on Abdel Monaim. Goes on the inside of him to his right. He then shoots slow, tries to catch El Shenawi out on his right, and he's hit it wide. And he's off target with that attempt. Well, it looked like Chukwueze maybe overran the pass for Ola Aina, but he slid in, scooped it high for Awoniyi to attack at his near post. That ball doesn't actually look like at any point it actually crosses the line. So in fact, it is a great save by El Shenawi. There's a close-up angle on my monitor right in front of me. Yeah, that is actually a tremendous save by El Shenawi to tip that onto the post. As Simon's shot actually took a deflection off an Egyptian player as it's gone for a corner. It goes in, away from the box, over to the right-hand side now. Into the box goes Iheanacho. Low cross back, looking for a Rebo. Is it Trustekong trying to get the shot away? Egypt back with enough men to clear it away. Chukwueze to Rebo, going to try and get onto his left foot. Goes out to that side now with Moses Simon on the corner of it. Goes onto his right foot. Angle was blocked in front of him to shoot. Rebo flicks it forward, but it's away by Mustafa Mohamed. So Egypt under the cosh straight away inside the first 5 minutes of this second half. Good play by Trezeguet getting away from Trustekong. Marmouche through to Mo Salah, but then well defended by Ola Aina to dispossess Mo Salah and then try and clear it away, but he's cleared it straight to Marmouche. Trezeguet on the edge of the box, roundabout, moves back away, now roundabout sort of 25 yards away from Maduka Okoye's goal, who's had virtually nothing to do in this encounter. Cross goes in by Abdel Monaim, too high for Mustafa Mohamed, who was the forward runner in the box, and it's gone through to Maduka Okoye. 5 minutes gone of the second half. Nigeria could have found themselves 2-0 up rather than the current 1-0 scoreline they currently have. Aina's ball in, Awoniyi with the header, and El Shenawi was only just a few yards away from managed to just palm it up high onto the crossbar, hit the underside of it, and then luckily bounced back into play and didn't go into the net or go over the line for that fact. So that is a lucky escape for the Pharaohs, who don't want to go 2-0 down because it could prove to be so costly. As indeed he plays it to Simon, can't find Zaidu. Zaidu, and it will be a Nigeria throw. Taken to Iheanacho, now to Awoni, onside. He was level with Mahmoud Hamdi, then tries to get it back to Iheanacho. Oneni with the touch, then goes to ground and clears it away to his left. But Nigeria really imposing themselves on this Egyptian defence, who are struggling to deal with them at the moment. Is Iheanacho, can't get the crossing on the left-hand side. And then it's a good challenge going in by Egazi, and it will be a Nigeria throw with Zaidu going to take it. Very much level with the final third, and now is in line pretty much on the penalty spot, in fact, on this left-hand side. Throws it to Moses Simon. Zaidu gets it back, high cross into the middle. Awoni's the target. And the header was one he couldn't get towards goal as Egypt are able to clear it away. Get in there first is Omaruro ahead of Salah. And he plays it all the way back to Maduka Okoye, who just receives the ball in his own area. Takes a couple of touches, then out of his foot, bang, plays it into the Egypt half. Down the middle looking for Awoni. Outbeaten in the air though by Mahmoud Hamdi. Iheanacho over to the left now with Moses Simon. Is Iheanacho going to get there? Egazi didn't slide in, decided to just stand up and be quick enough off the blocks to get there first, which he's done very, very well in fact from. And then indeed he gives it to Moses Simon, who just loses his footing well away from the Egypt goal, and as they will get a throw. Remember, Egypt are 16 matches unbeaten in the group stage. He's not lost in this competition since 2004, which is an unbelievable record when you think about it. They have appeared in the 2006, 2008, 2010, 2017 and 2019 tournaments, all with that record still intact. It's been seriously put under threat here against Nigeria with 8 minutes of the second half gone, with it being Nigeria 1, Egypt 0. Hamdi Fati to Egazi. Mahmoud Hamdi. Well, you saw a lot of Egypt where they didn't really keep the ball well enough. Their retention of the ball was pretty poor throughout that first half, so hopefully that'll change for this second half. They were pretty much sort of occupied too much of a position in the middle, didn't use the wide areas, as I was mentioning just before the start of the second half. They have been out of possession for quite a lot at the start of this second half, so hopefully now they can look to try and change it. Mo Salah receives it on the halfway line, but circling like a pack of wolves where indeed in another Nigeria player, I think it might have been a Rebo, closing him down. Not the game that he was wanting or his country has wanted so far. Abdel Monaim with a lovely ball out to the left, as he's now finds Ayman Ashraf in space. Here is Marmouche, right over to that left-hand touchline, nutmegs Aribo. Ashraf then finds Hamdi Fati, now to Abdel Monaim. Now with Trezeguet, that chance from Mustafa Mohamed in the first half is the only chance that has been on target for Egypt, or the only real shot they've had of note as well. As indeed he stops it from going out for a throw, plays it back to Zaidu, plays it forward, but Egypt now have it. And then losing his footing was Marmouche. Minor with the ball forward, flick header behind from Ashraf, and then is now found number 15 for Egypt, Mahmoud Fati. Mahmoud Hamdi, I should say. And then he now has possession. Now forward it goes towards Mustafa Mohamed. Nigeria defend it well again. Nigeria will get a free kick. A foul there in the final sort of 20 yards. 10 minutes of the second half played. Nigeria 1, Egypt 0. Egypt looking like they're going to line up another change. 5 is the maximum you can make. They've already made 2 in this game, both defenders. One, of course, was when Akram Toufik went off inside the first 12 minutes for the injury after that sliding challenge trying to stop Moses Simon's cross from going into the box. And then at the end of the first half break, Ahmed Fatou went off with Mohamed Abdel Monaim coming on. Ndidi to Aribo. True stick on. Salah was lurking, wasn't he? Trying to pounce upon Troost-Ekong. But he did able to get it away and play it to his left with Omaruro. Good play by Moses Simon to give it to Iheanacho, the goal scorer. Simon gets it back. Low cross into the box over the head of Awoniyi. Not the best head away by Ashraf. Poor touch though by Iheanacho. Had he got that one under control on his left foot, no doubt would have struck that towards El Shenawi's goal, but Egypt able to clear the ball away. Here is Mahmoud Hamdi. Looking out wide. They're starting to do that a little bit more now, Egypt, aren't they? Trezeguet away on the inside of Simon. Now to Mo Salah. This is where they want him. Poor heavy touch. Trying to roll it onto his left foot to shoot from the edge of the box. Troost-Ekong with the foot in. El Neni. Nigeria just keeping a strong rear guard. Good footing by Ola Aina. Away he goes from the challenge of Amdi Fati. He's still going. He's got Iheanacho to his left. The nearest man alongside him looks to go on his own. Not the best clearance. It's come to Iheanacho. First touch lets him down again. It was a heavy first touch. He then tried to capitalise on the second one as he just tried to get there first with Hegazi closing him down, but it's gone straight through to El Shenawi. But if Iheanacho had got that right again, he's got another shooting opportunity. That's two in a matter of a couple of minutes. Cross goes in, left by Zaidu, and it will be a Nigeria goal kick. Marmoush from the left-hand side coming in field to put the cross in, but can't pick anybody out. Well, it came from a clearance from Mahmoud Hamdi straight to Iheanacho. He slid in against Aina. That stopped him, but it didn't stop the attack stone dead completely because it came to Iheanacho and he couldn't put the ball in the net. As Egypt are going to make another two changes. Trezeguet off, Zizo on. It was no name Ahmed Said. So Zizo on, Trezeguet off. Man, he plays for Zamalek. Ahmed Said with Zizo on his shirt, as I mentioned. So that's one of the two other changes. And Ramadan Sobi will be coming on as well. We'll wait to see who that's for. I would imagine that's for potentially Mustafa Mohammed. It looks like it is. Yeah, it certainly does. I will wait for full clarification. So another two subs made by Egypt. Zizo trying to get away from Zaidu. And he has been fouled by the Porto left back. Free kick to Egypt. It does appear as though Mustafa Mohammed has come off. So I was right. I just had to be sure. So there is that change there. Two changes, in fact, for Egypt, meaning they have now made four substitutes with an hour nearly gone. Egypt, a goal behind to Nigeria. That 30-minute strike from Kelechi Iheanacho, the difference so far, as they go in search of an equaliser. The second goal in this game is going to be massive, isn't it? Aribo to Chukwueze. Good challenge though by Ashraf. Wins a free kick. Here is Ramadan Sobi, former Stoke City Huddersfield man. El Neni, Marmoush, now to Abdel Monaim, Zizo. Slips the ball into the middle of the box. Troost-Ekong with the header away. Aribo with the second one away. He's come to Salah. Tries to go left. El Neni. Zizo on the edge of the box. Gone off Troost-Ekong and then deflects all the way through to Maduka Okoye. Well, they're certainly going for it now, Egypt. Carlos Queiroz has not wasted any time, has he, in pursuing this deficit they're currently behind from. With half an hour left to play as night falls in Garua at the Runda Ajia Stadium. Nigeria will be playing Sudan in their next game on Saturday. Egypt's next game is Guinea-Bissau. They both meet tonight, straight after this one, at this very same stadium. Abdel Monaim gets there ahead of Simon as the ball was played out to the left. Mo Salah, who's wearing customised made boots for him from Adidas. will be an Egypt free kick as there was a player who went down right on the halfway line. Saidu, the man penalised. Second foul he's given away in a matter of a few minutes. Just going back to Mo Salah's boots. He is wearing special ones made by Adidas. Only 1,069 pairs been made, in fact, for sale across the world. We are in white, gold, metallic, scarlet with Mo Salah's logo in gold on the back of the left heel. Nigeria, though, have it with Chukwueze. Comes to Kelechi Iheanacho. May have a go at goal. He does. It's deflected behind. And then goes all the way through to Mohamed El Shenawi, who almost essentially takes that like a rugby player would when the kick goes high. And he just took that underarm and rolls it to Igazi. So Mo Salah misses him. Shuts for a handball against the Rebo. Referee says no. He looks every bit of assured. As I've seen, does Joe Aribo. You can see why Premier League clubs are linked with him after his performance today and throughout the campaign. And Ndidi to Awoni. First touch sees him drift over to the left of the box. Simon has the Biniva down Monaim. High crossing. Evades the box. Ashraf doesn't get enough of a clearance underneath. Hit by Aina, but over the bar. Well, he's had a really good game at right back, hasn't he? Really done the yards as Ola Aina. It all came from Moses Simon. Had the beating of Mohamed Abdel Monaim. Got the cross in. It was a high one. Ashraf essentially just passes straight to Aina. He could have played it directly left to Iheanacho, who's just a couple of yards ahead of him. At least 2 or 3, in fact. But wanted to go for goal, but put too much on it and skied it over the crossbar. More games to come in the African Cup of Nations tomorrow. Tunisia, Mali gets things up and running at 1 o'clock. Equatorial Guinea, Ivory Coast is a game that kicks off at 7 o'clock. And in between that, Mauritania take on Gambia, who are making their debut in the tournament. Here is Ayman Ashraf, high ball, looking down the line on the left-hand side for Ramadan Sobi, but it's defended well by Nigeria. Koye's kick was a low, hard-driven one to Awoni. Saw it come off his chest. Cannon off it, in fact, as Egypt have possession. Zizo. Over now towards Omar Marmouche. Now he gives it to Zizo. Nice little give and go. Falls Simon into the box. He goes Zizo. Cross goes in. Troost-Ekong with the clearance away. Zizo again. Now to Amdi Fati. Ball is bent out of the box, gone over to the left, and then he chases, but will go out of play for a Nigeria throw. Inside their own half, directly level with the penalty area on this right-hand side. But it was better, though, from Egypt. Quicker passing, more incisive. That's a good area for Zizo to put that cross in. He just needed to get it away from Troost-Ekong, didn't he? But he could do no such thing as the Nigeria captain was able to comfortably clear it away. Not quite played the ball through to Mo Salah in the box. Trying to thread it through was Marmouche, I think it was, just trying to play it to him. But they are trying to get him involved as much as they can. He is such an integral part of this Egypt team, and you can't help but feel if he's on form, Egypt are going to go far in this tournament. Awoni will win the free kick, and it's been given against Ahmed Agazi. Was putting his hands into the back of the Nigeria front man. He's led the line well tonight for Augustin Egavoen's team. They have met before, both these sides, in the African Cup of Nations, incidentally. Ndidi through to Iheanacho. Good chance this is, and he hit it to El Shenawi's right and tries to beat him at his near post, and really should have gone the other side. Kelechi Iheanacho already got 1 goal today, couldn't add to it. No, they really did well to take this free kick quickly. Egypt were just caught completely cold. Ndidi through to Iheanacho. It's a really good first touch, but he's got to get it away from there, isn't he? The goalkeeper El Shenawi did dive, of course. sort of to his right-hand side, and did just see it fly past him, but he knows he should have done better. Marmoush gives it to Zizou, onside, coming into the box on the right-hand side, tips it in, here's Mo Salah, great block by Aina, vitally got there, flag is eventually raised by the Mozambique linesman, Arsenio Marangula. But since Zizou's come on, he's tried to stretch it for Egypt, he's tried to be that man that is creating a little bit more, giving chances to Mo Salah, who finally was able to get into a position to shoot at goal, but got blocked by Ola Aina and didn't allow it to travel towards his goalkeeper, as the flag was eventually raised anyway. 66 minutes gone, Nigeria 1, Egypt 0 is the latest in Group D at the Runda Ajia Stadium. Free kick given against Ndidi for that foul on Amdi Fati. Speaking about how they've met in the African Cup of Nations, they have before. They've met in the group stages as well, incidentally. 2010 they met when Egypt won by 3-1 against Nigeria and Angola. They have also met on various occasions as well. Now onto the left-hand side of the box. There was Ramadan Sobhi, got it from Mo Salah. Did try to feed it back to Mo Salah, but was unsuccessful. Awoni now to Simon. Can Nigeria launch a counter-attack? That's a really good ball to Chukwueze, who will give chase, but can't keep it in, as that was too big a touch from the Villarreal man, and it will go out of play for a goal kick. Above Egypt's badge, they have 7 stars representing the amount of Afcon wins they have. They'll be looking to add an 8th star on that shirt post the tournament in early February, but they're not getting off to a good start at this moment in time. Here is Moses Simon. Quiet for the last few minutes of the game. Tries to do a little 1-2 with Iheanacho, but the first pass to Iheanacho was poor. Andy Fati to Sobhi, intercepted by Aina. Chukwueze, Aina into the box, slides in to get the shot at goal. It's well blocked though by Amdi Fati. Vital block as well, but that is now a good number of times that Egypt have lost the ball in their final sort of 20-25 yards. Chukwueze and Aina have linked up quite well at times in this second half. They tried to link up again as the corner comes in. It's away by Ayman Ashraf. Moses Simon and Zizou were both battling there, and it will go the way of the player Zizou and his team as Egypt win a throw-in with the final 20 minutes about to come up in this game. Now, Nenny, remember earlier on today, it finished Algeria 0, Sierra Leone 0. Algeria, the holders, frustrated at Japoma Stadium in Douala. This is the second of the 3 matches. Guinea-Bissau, Sudan comes later on. Chukwueze. Can he have the beating of Ashraf? He can. Cross goes in. It's away by Agazi. Good clearance away as well. Sobhi to Ashraf. Deflected off Aribo, but will go through to El Neni. It has come off Sobhi, but will reach the path of Marmoush. Now Zizou. Nigeria planning a change. We look like we're going to be seeing Umar Sadiq come on, the man who plays his club for Almeria in the Spanish second division. Zizou with the ball through to Salah. Has the flag been raised? No, it's not. Salah's in! Denied by Maduka Okoye. Just didn't get enough on it, did he? He was down the middle of the goal. He just sort of had to take it behind him, didn't he? To get it forward, to get the shot away. But he was off balance when he took it, and he's just almost tried to get it beyond the keeper, but was unsuccessful. And that is the first big chance he's had to score. He had that shot blocked by Aina, but this was a better chance than that one. Great ball through to Moses Simon. Great challenge though by Abdel Monaim. Stopped him there, and if he did not slide in, Moses Simon would have got away from him and gone forward. I don't think this is going to be the only change Nigeria planned, because they're also looking like they're going to bring on Chidera Ajuke as well as Umar Sadiq. But what a chance it was for Mo Salah. Zizo with the ball. He was level as he got in between Omoruro and Trostekong. Trostekong just put his arms out to say he wasn't going to try and foul and didn't want to make as much contact as he could. Didn't do so. And Salah was off balance. Just didn't get enough on it. And Maduka Okoye was stretched to make the save. So Taiwo Owoni will come off. And Umar Sadiq will make his Nigeria debut. And will make it at the African Cup of Nations. So that is the first change made. And Samuel Chukwueze will also depart. His evening is over as Chidera Ajuke will come on. So that's the first two changes of the day for Nigeria, as they look to hold on to what will be a really good start to their campaign. They go in search of a fourth Afcon triumph. Flag up against Zizo. And it will be a Nigeria kick just outside their final third. Well, Nigeria have won the competition in 1980 in their own country. They won it in 1994 in Tunisia, beating Zambia in the final. Then 2013, as I mentioned, they won it. As I mentioned, 3 coaches have ever won the African Cup of Nations for Nigeria. Augustin Gabon is looking to be the 4th as they get a throw in inside the final 25 yards of Egypt's area. Throw is taken by Zaidu, looking to throw it directly into the box, low towards Umar Sadiq, but cleared away by the Egyptian defence. Aribo with a touch, then plays it forward high for Iheanacho. Mahmoud Amdi with the header away. Zaidu on this left-hand side. Plays it high down the left-hand side looking for Iheanacho. Agazi steps in and heads it out for a throw-in. Vital header away as well by Ahmed Agazi. Zaidu with the throw-in. Didn't maybe look like it could have been a foul throw there, but missed by the officials. But Egypt clear it away anyway. Omoruro with the ball forward. Flicked on by Sadiq. Trying to get the chase on for Iheanacho, but then Agazi has to put it behind for a corner kick. That's what Umar Sadiq will bring you. He will just try and flick the ball on a little bit more than maybe Owoni was. He has got his pace to back him up, Owoni, but Sadiq will work to do something a little bit different. And Agazi just used his left knee to just put that one out for a corner, which Moses Simon's going to take from this left-hand side. As it goes, El Shenawi committed himself, missed it, and it was a touch by Iheanacho. Egypt make a bit of a mess to clear it, but then eventually do. Ajuke to Zaidu, now to Moses Simon. There is a man down for Nigeria inside the Egypt penalty area. Not too sure who it is actually down. It is Kenneth Omoruro who's gone down. Well, the corner went in from Moses Simon. El Shenawi came out and completely missed it. He then sort of just ran in accidentally into Umar Sadiq. And then that led to Ashraf clearing it back into the middle of the area. And then as Omoruro was trying to shoot, getting his foot in there first was Abdel Monai. He may have just caught Omoruro on the follow-through as he gets back up. The Nigeria defender was part of the squad that won the African Cup of Nations in 2013, alongside a certain Mr. Ahmed Musa, who is appearing in the last dance, you would say, if you're familiar with that term. Final tournament for him as a Super Eagles player. Get to see him come on in this game. As we approach the final 15 minutes, he might have to wait to make an appearance in this tournament. And then Zizo barely gives it back to Nigeria's goalkeeper Maduka Okoye, which means play will carry on. As Nigeria lead Egypt by 1-0. Kelechi Iheanacho strike in the 30th minute. As it stands, sees Nigeria win their opening game of the tournament. They've got a good record from, in fact. And what is their 19th tournament? Previous 18 opening games, they've won 12 of them, so it'll be 13 as it stands. As it reaches UK, it has in the box, he's got 3 other options, as UK goes for it. El Shenawi saved. He could have gone left if he looked up. Sadiq and Simon were 2 of the 3 options in there, but he went for goal himself. And El Shenawi just got in front of it, and it sort of just hit him off his chest as he kept it out. In the middle of Nigeria's half is Marmoush trying to roll it through to Salah. Away though by Ola Aina. Here's Sadiq. Can he get away from Abdel Monaim? He cannot. We'll play it all the way back to El Shenawi. Well, Nigeria have had chances to extend their lead, to go further ahead. Remember, Taiwo Awoniyi had that header which El Shenawi at point blank range tipped onto the bar, hit the underside of it and managed to go back into play. Despite Awoniyi's protest of it crossing the line, which it appeared it didn't, it still managed to keep it at 1-0, and there's another good chance there which Egypt had to ask their goalie to save from, which he did exactly that as he denied Nigeria player. Zizou looking to find Salah, ball well beyond him, and will just reach Maduka Okoye. Omaruro down again. This could spell the end of his evening. And it was Azuke who had that chance. Man who loved to get on the score sheet for the Super Eagles in the African Cup of Nations. His 7th cap, yet to score incidentally himself. El Shenawi did make a bit of a mess of the save, did try to catch it, but just sort of had a case of butterfingers and then spilled it to his left, but then luckily Egypt were able to clear it. Still yet to really see Egypt as a force to be reckoned with going forward, as Omaruro is now going to be stretchered off the pitch. So Augustin Eguavoen is going to now have to make a change. Shemi Ajayi, Olisa and Da are the options at centre back he could bring on. And it will be Shemi Ajayi of West Bromwich Albion who will come on. Remember, he was called up in place of Leon Balogun, who didn't make the tournament. And also looking like he's going to come on is Kelechi Nwakali, the man who plays his cover up in Spain for Huesca as well. So he's going to be coming on. So Ajayi is first of all going to come on for Omaruro. So it's 1 apiece in terms of both sides having to bring a player off because of injury. Born in England to Nigerian parents, Shemi Ajayi. He comes on for his first experience of tournament football with his country. And Kelechi Nwakali will come on. Kelechi Iheanacho will come off. The 4th official, Sadok Selmi, is telling him to hurry up. And Kelechi Nwakali, who is going to be making his first appearance for Nigeria, comes on for the final 11 minutes in the African Cup of Nations opening game. And Iheanacho has done his bit, playing a different role to what he's used to for his club side Leicester, but hasn't looked out of place as he playing there, and his goal is at the moment the difference. But Egypt looking to change it. El Neni with the ball out to the right, looking for Zizou. Going down was Simon. He went into the back of Zizou. He was saying that that's enough for me to have a penalty, perhaps, but the officials think otherwise. Simon does, first of all, graze the back of Zizou, and then he just sort of, as he slips, just sort of catches the foot of Zizou. He's got a really good case for that to be a penalty, I actually think, and Bakari Gassama, the Gambian referee, is not one bit interested. And I think the flag was actually raised for offside anyway. The Egypt players not happy with it. They're not lying down that decision. Did just receive the word in his ear for the VAR, did Bakary Gassama. Confirmation is no penalty. And Maduka Okoye will get a second attempt at taking this free kick. The man who was only introduced to the Nigeria setup this year. Sorry, it wasn't. He was only introduced to the international setup 2 years ago. And Bakary Gassama once again was told to not let the free kick be taken because they were having another check. And then the check has now been completed again, so Maduka Okoye is going to once again have a take of it. It is his first experience of tournament football, in fact, for Maduka Okoye. His kick is away by Egazi. Ndidi with the ball forward, looking for Ajuke. Ashraf's made a mess of it. Ajuke can't quite find Umar Sadiq. As Egypt defend it. Hamdi with the ball forward, flicked on by Marmouche. 3 Egypt players up against the Nigerian back line. And then Aina strong enough to clear it away. And out for a throw as Ramadan Sobhi was in front of him. If I had to pick a man of the match, he'd probably be one of them. And with Kenneth Omarore pulling up with injury, Wilfred Ndidi has now gone down. Maybe just a touch of cramp perhaps, as going over to stretch his leg are his teammates. There's 2 Egypt players around him. Maybe this is a slight trick to just halt the game, bide a bit of time. Moses Simon is the man who's coming to his aid, Wilfred Ndidi. But they have got 1 sub left, have Nigeria. Sadiq, Noah Kali, Ajayi and Ajuke have come on already. Ndidi went off. You would imagine Frank Onyeka would come on for his first experience of the African Cup of Nations, but at the moment doesn't look to be the case. But again, of course, this decision that has some significance on this game, which has favoured Nigeria perhaps. There's Simon, the man who was adjudged to have fouled Zizo. Zizo on the ball now, will go right to Abdel Monaim. Closing down the cross was Zaidu, goes in by Abdel Monaim. It's a corner kick, headed out by the Nigerian defence. Well, they would love to smash and grab a draw right at the end with 7 minutes to go. To my knowledge, this actually might be their first corner of this second half, which Zizo takes. Into the box it goes, really get it away by Trustekong. Put back in by Agazi. It's on the top of the roofing of the net. And it's not taken a deflection for Nigerian player, contrary to what the Egyptian players thought. And it will be a goal kick which Maduka Okoye will take. Well, it looks like potentially he had to try to go for goal there, Ahmed Agazi. Okoye is a tall goalkeeper, so he is quite able to just sort of save it if it goes high, or someone they tried to beat him, but it did beat him. But went onto the top of the roof of the net. 6 minutes to go. Nigeria 1, Egypt 0. Here's the latest score in Garu at the Urumja Ajia Stadium. As Group D kicks off in the African Cup of Nations. As clearance by Ashraf bounces off a Nigerian player. El Neni. El Shanawi. Whilst they have sort of tried to get the ball a little bit more into the wide areas, Egypt, there's still not enough goal action, is there, to try and get this equalising goal, which is going to annoy Carlos Queiroz just that little bit, isn't it? Higazi, Abdel Monaim, Salah, tried to find Zizo, but it's defended well by Nigeria. We want to get that second goal. Has Sadiq got the better of Egazi? No, he hasn't. Really well played by Egazi. Wins a free kick due to the fact that Sadiq was not letting Egazi go as the game is into the last 5 minutes. Yet to see supercharged Mo yet in this game. There is time, albeit very little of it, to see that. Now Neni to Mahmoud Amdi. It's Nigeria 1, Egypt 0. Kelechi Iheanacho's goal in the 30th minute separates these two sides in this opening game of Group D. Belter of a first game as well on paper. Has been quite a fascinating contest so far. And Chijera Ajuke stands up well to what Ramadan Sobhi was trying to do. He's brought it forward a good couple of yards, well away from danger. But then Ramadan Sobhi back all the way to give it back to Mahmoud Amdi. Here is now Egazi. Plays it down to the right-hand channel. Looking for Omar Marmouche. Zaidu gets his body up and shields it. Shemi Ajayi was over there just as well to make full confirmation and to make fully sure of the fact that Marmouche wasn't going to get a touch to it. But they're nearly there. 1-0 scoreline seems to be the common theme of this tournament, don't they? Cape Verde won by this scoreline. We saw as well Senegal win by that scoreline. Morocco, Guinea, Gabon, now Nigeria are going to be doing it as well. And later on, Sudan, Guinea-Bissau rounds off the day's action and is also the final game to be played from Group D. But in a battle for the top two, you'd think it is Egypt that are behind against Nigeria with this free kick for Egypt, which they go short. Ghazi plays it to his left with Amdi Fati. Over to the left now with Mahmoud Amdi. Now it's with Ayman Ashraf. Forward it goes. Ramadan Sobhi's just trying to get behind Truce de Kong, who stands firm and just boots it out for a throw with that low clearance, which hits the advertising hoardings. Thrown into Mo Salah. Can he use his trickery? No, he cannot to get away from Ndidi or Truce de Kong. Here is now El Neni, but the free kick is gone Nigeria's way. Joe Aribo was the man who went down. He got caught there under a challenge from an Egyptian player on the left-hand side of the box. Pretty needless foul, you'd have to say. Joe Aribo was trying to spin. Ashraf slid in. Hari Kasama did just see it sort of on his right-hand side. Did just catch on the corner of his eye and gave it Nigeria's way. As Mahmoud Amdi is strong to win that against Umar Sadiq. They do get the free kick there as Ramadan Sobhi was blocked off by the Nigeria player. Ola Aina was the man that he blocked off. Sorry, Aina is the man he blocked off. Last 2 minutes. It is Egypt the ones with possession. They've just changed that sort of in particular stat in the last sort of couple of minutes. Still yet to really trouble Maduka Okoye. They have had some moments, albeit very small moments. Cross in to the box. This took a deflection. It will go for a corner kick. Ashraf's delivery from a deep position was last off a Nigerian player. As the kings of Afcon football make their final change. Mohamed Sharif is going to come on. And we're going to see Alex Iwobi come on. So Sharif comes on, the man who plays for Al Ahly, will replace the number 15 for Egypt, Mahmoud Amdi. We're going to see Alex Iwobi come on as Moses Simon bids farewell to the game, but he won't come on yet. Corner in for Egypt, away by Ndidi. Vital header away as well. Sobhi to Mo Salah, who's come out to this left-hand side. Can't put the cross in. Nigeria got to stand firm. Abdel Monaim with the ball in. Really good feet by Zizo, and then he eventually gets the shot away. Just tries to stab it in beyond Okoye to his right and hits the side net. And now they can make this change as Moses Simon will depart the game. And Alex Iwobi will come on. Cousin, of course, of the famous JJ Okocha, probably the most famous ever Nigerian footballer. So as the 90 minutes is up, he comes on. So we wait to see what the additional time will be. Would have maybe thought it's going to be at least 4 minutes. Yes, it is. So Sadak Selmi, the Tunisian official, just puts the board around left and right to show the spectators. As it's 4 more minutes for Nigeria to hold on. this opening African Cup of Nations game for both them and for Egypt. So both sides have made their full quota of substitutes. Ashraf. Not the best ball forward, away by Trustikong. Egazi, we're 60 seconds into the 4 added on. Monai. El Neni. Got to move it quicker. Ashraf plays it direct. Sheriff with a beautiful touch into Salah. Trying to get onto his left foot. Good challenge by Trustikong with a standing one. Onto the left with Salah again. High ball in there. Iwobi will put that one out for a corner. Was going to take no chances. Found it was the right course of action. Didn't know what was behind him. He could have gone to a Okoye, could have been really clever, but he just felt the simplest and smartest thing was to put it out for a corner kick, which he's done. Corner in by Zizo. Away by Sadiq. Egazi tries to put the ball low back into the box, but it's away by Noah Kali. Now Chidera Ejuke will chase. He's got the pace and he's going to get on the end of it. Nigeria looking to finish this off. Ejuke denied by El Shinawi. Off his line brilliantly, and Ejuke was denied once by El Shinawi. Denied by him again. And the Egyptian goalkeeper is just about keeping his team in the contest. Brilliant run by Ejuke. He carried the ball all that way. The options to him weren't that great. He could have slipped it back to Iwobi. That's what Iwobi's telling him. But I think he's done the right thing, go for goal. It's just the finishing's quite poor. He should have gone higher, tried to lift it over the keeper because he was down already at the CSKA Moscow man's feet. But Ejuke tried to just go low and maybe perhaps get a little fake nit from the keeper on the way through, but it wasn't to be. And it was a really good save, in fact. Going to be Ejuke who is going to take this corner kick. Sort of wearing his shin pads right down to his ankles, isn't he? They're going into the corner. It's up to Egypt to try and win it. Sadiq, though, within just about 10 seconds of getting the ball, has committed a foul against Mohamed El Neni. 50 seconds to go for Egypt to find an equaliser, to get a point in game 1 of the African Cup of Nations for themselves. Poor ball straight to Ola Aina from Ahmed Egazi. Here is Aina now coming forward in the Egyptian half on the right hand side. Going to take this into the corner. El Neni tries to win it. Will get the throw in anyway. Thrown to Ayman Ashraf. Have they got anything in the tank? Have they got that spark that's been missing? Zaidu.
Alright guys, sorry, I have to guys, it's all over here, so I'm going to get to Nigeria, guys, Nigeria. Shout out to all those throughout the team tonight. It was a good team, and it's a massive three points from Nigeria, guys. Massive 3 points from Nigeria. To get this victory on this side of this year, great like that. But guys, the last 10 minutes was intense. And Nigeria should be defending the life. You know, like when you go to